Assalamualaikum children, how are you? I hope you are doing good at home. Okay, go and take your worksheet now because we are going to do art and craft today. Let's go! But first, teacher are going to show you 8 different simple color pencil technique. Okay, let's see together. Okay, for the first technique, light pressure. We are not going to push the pencil very hard. Just put the light pressure on it. The result for the technique will be very light. Okay, children? For the second technique, we are going to do high pressure technique. Pressure means how hard we are going to press into the paper using a pencil color. The effect will be dark compared to the light pressure just now. For the third technique, graded technique. Teacher going to push the pencil really hard at the beginning, and then after that teacher going to push the pencil very slowly to create a dark to light effect. Can you see, children? Okay, good. For the fourth technique, which is burnish technique, it is same like the previous technique, which is graded. You push hard at first and then you push very light at the end. Yeah, like that. Just same as the graded. But after that, we are going to do something else. And then make sure the pencil that you use have eraser because we want to create a nice smooth plan by rubbing the eraser. For the fifth technique is hatching technique. Hatching technique is when you create a line effect up to down. Can you see what teacher is doing? Up to down. Can you see? It's like a line there. Okay, good. On the sixth technique, we are going to use a layer technique, which means on the top part, we are going to use darker color and down part, we are going to use a lighter color. And then on the lower part, teacher used a lighter color to create a nice layering effect. Can you see that, children? Okay. For the seventh technique, which is graded low pressure. Then I'm using the yellow color, but I just press it slowly to create a low pressure technique. Hence, the name is gradient low pressure. The last one is gradient high pressure. Basically, it is the same thing with gradient low pressure, but for the yellow color, you push it hardly so it create a high pressure technique. Hence, the name is gradient high pressure. Okay, children, do you understand now? Before we move to our worksheet, we are going to refresh back what we have learned. Okay, children? For the first technique, which is low pressure, we just push the pencil very light to create a light effect. For second technique, which is high pressure technique, we push the pencil very hard to create a dark effect. Okay, for the third technique, which is gradate. Gradate means we press the pencil really hard at the beginning and then slowly become lighter from dark to light. Number 4 is burnish, which is the same as gradate, but we use an eraser to rub to create a smooth transition. Number 5, hatching, which is a line effect from up to down. This one is layer technique, which is we use a darker color to cover the top part and lighter color to cover the down part. One technique which is gradate low pressure, which is the same as gradate, but the yellow color we use a low pressure. We not press the color very hard, just low. The 8th one, gradate high pressure. We press the yellow color very hard. Okay, let's have a look on the first page. Let's read the instruction together. Warnakan gambar mengikut nombor yang diberikan. Nombor 1, biru. Nombor 2, ungu. Nombor 3, kuning. Nombor 4, hijau. Nombor 5, merah. Okay children, let's color together. For number 1, it's stated there we need to use a blue color. So, I'm using the high pressure technique, which we need to push the pencil very hard. Number 2 is stated there purple color, ungu. So, I'm using a low pressure technique. Can you see that? I'm not pushing the pencil very hard, just slightly to create a light effect. Now you already understand children. Okay, so here's the result after I used the high pressure technique and low pressure technique. For page number 2, let's read the instruction together. Lukis wajah yang melambangkan emosi yang dinyatakan. Okay, first let's draw a happy face together. Gembira, happy. Okay. Next, we are going to draw an angry face, marah. Angry, okay? Next, we are going to draw a sad face, sedih. After that, we are going to draw a shocked face, terkejut. The last face that we are going to draw is sakit, sick face. Okay, children? Here is the result. Let's have a look on the third page. Let's read the instruction. Lorekkan garisan putus-putus dan warnakan. Okay, let's do it together, shall we? Here I'm using a gradate technique, which means from dark to light. Can you see I'm pressing the pencil really hard and then I'm going to press the pencil slowly to get a lighter effect. As you can see, I'm using a lighter effect. Here is also an example of I'm using a gradate technique. And you see a dark effect on the beginning and then slowly it become lighter. This is gradate technique. Here are the result of the combination using a graded technique and also high pressure and low pressure. Page number 4, Nina terlupa untuk membawa payung ketika hari hujan. Lukiskan payung untuk Nina dan warnakan.
Okay, let's draw an umbrella for Nina and then we are going to color all of this picture. Let's draw and color together. For the umbrella, I'm using a layer technique. On the upper, I'm using a pink color and then I layer it with the blue color. Can you see I'm mixing both colors together to create a layer technique. For the clouds, I'm using a burnish technique, but first we need to do like a graded technique. We color on the dark side beginning and then slowly become lighter, and after that we need to take a pencil that have eraser on the behind. We use an eraser to create a smooth transition. Can you see it, children? So here is the result. I'm using a layer technique, burnish technique and also high pressure technique. Okay, children?
The last page, which is page number 5. Mari kita baca arahan bersama-sama. Lukiskan corak kesukaan kamu di atas baju ini dan warnakan. Okay, let's draw your favorite pattern here and color it nicely. For this one, I'm using a graded low pressure technique. First, from dark to light. Can you see? First, I'm pushing really hard on the purple color and then I color it lightly using a pink color to create a graded low pressure. For this one, I'm just using a high pressure technique, which is I'm pressing the pencil really hard to create a dark effect. And then I'm using a graded high pressure technique. On the beginning, I push the pencil very hard to create a dark effect and then slowly become lighter. Can you see, children, the difference between at the beginning and after that? So this is the result of graded high pressure technique. So this is the combination of graded low pressure technique, high pressure technique and also graded high pressure technique. Okay, children? Now that we are done with our worksheet for art and craft, I hope you guys had fun drawing and coloring together with me. See you again, children. Bye-bye. Stay safe at home.